Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest Worlds of ZZT Livestream. I'm your host, tour guide, and museum curator, Dr. Das, and today we are starting on an epic journey here today. We're going to be playing through yet another Will game. He's really been stealing the show lately. We're going to be going all the way back to 2001, as seen here. We're going to be playing through Voyage of 4. This is almost certainly going to be a multi-part stream. It's a pretty massive interactive cinema of a game. We are playing this now, not because Will is in complete and total control of all live stream content. Nothing of the sort has happened like that. But just because somewhere in that mess of old worlds he uploaded, one of them is actually kind of some cut content from this game. It was apparently originally supposed to have a bit of a dungeon crawler section, which got scrapped to just focus on it just being a story. And before I play through that, I want to make sure that everybody has seen this, because I did play through this one myself for the first time just a few years ago, and kind of fell in love with it. I feel like this is a remarkable game for 2001 in ZZT. There's been games before, like Rhygar and Freedom, that are very story-driven. They're really teenage epics. But those games, when you play them now, you're like, yeah, I get it. I see what's happening here. They're not as impressive 20 plus... God, I can't even say 20 years, because that's not remotely enough time anymore. I guess it's 30 now, probably, for Rhygar even. So, okay, 30 years later. Ugh. The passage of time. But when I played through this one, I was just like, oh, he kind of did it, huh? This one just really delivers. It's extremely unique. Oh no, Ellipses, welcome. Please... die at the slowest rate you can, ideally. If you must die. And not on stream, please. Well, hello, welcome. Let's get to it while we're all still alive, because we are going to probably be in this for the long haul. I know when I did the closer look on this, it had to be 2 parts. And I was very tempted to make it 3, even. We got 2 files here. And this lovely little title screen showing the 4. Not the mysterious hooded cloaked figure over there. That's not one of them. It's the bird. The bird is number 4. I'm actually psyched for that character to show up. The bird clock redeem is gonna truly justify itself when they do. But the odds that we see them anytime soon are not great. It's gonna be a hot minute. Mostly what I want to be sure to do today is get far enough that on Sunday I can check out the cut dungeon crawl and see how that fits into everything. Big smiles on all these faces. The ones you can see, at least. Gonna be text heavy. I'm gonna have to wreck my throat doing voices, probably. Oops, I'm still in Owl's Guard. Yep, thank you for that. Let me fix that real quick. From Owl's Guard to Retro. Okay. Now we'll get some of that good SEO juice. Got Kresh Osk here, who is gonna show up, I think, in the cut content. We'll see, we'll see. This is the world of Soul. Small, frantic, medieval in thought and technology, and eternally moving in a cycle of rising and falling ideals. The spotlight here first falls on an underdeveloped piece of wilderness known as the Outlands, a place that is ruled by no empire. Spotlight also first falls on 2 of the 4 characters that this game will attempt to highlight. Both are driven to adventure for the same reason. What they knew no longer is. What they want is within their grasp. You can see it's very philosophical right from the start. Quite animated, even the little disappearing boulder in the corner. Welcome to the world. Oh, we just get to take a look here. Okay. Pay attention. This will be on the test. Some seas, the Outlands, some mountains, some other countries. A couple little towns here and there. Scene 1. The mountains. Oh, so real challenge is for my brain to not say Cyros, because oh boy did I make that typo a lot when I was writing about this one. Cyros. Look at the spacing even. Sits alone on a rock. His guns... Hang on. Let me take this from the top. Scene 1. The mountains. Cyros sits alone on a rock. His sun-scorched face is accented by a thick brownish beard, both the result of his life here in the valley, both as a member of the Blue River, Iphos tribe, and his many years farming the fertile valley lands. In an all too brief moment of respite from his laborious day, Cyros sits on a rock far above the village and surrounding farmland, enjoying one of the few talents he had developed as a boy. The recorder was the last dim echo of more youthful years. That was a refreshing song. Thank you, Cyros. Okay, it's about time to get up and head back to the village. Cool effects. Big storm a-coming. But wait. There's smoke. He does not dive off the cliff as I was worried he was going to. I love this mountain scene. This already looks really nice. Well, sometimes you have a bad day. It's a tragedy, to be sure. There's got to be drama. It's also an incredibly musical game. A survivor. What happened here? Speak, old man. They were everywhere. Who were everywhere? What happened? Don't know. Helpful. What did they look like? Can I... Oh no, Italia! In which Cyros remembers he has a family here. Italia, Nathaniel. You are alive. Cyros? Is that you, my love? Yes, it is me. Everything is all right. What happened? Soldiers from Tara came and destroyed everything. They killed everybody. They killed Nathaniel. They killed our son. No, that's not true, Nathaniel. Wake up, Nathaniel, wake up! Natalia, why did they do this? I don't know. Nobody knows nothing in this town. They just attacked. Who led the attack? Did you see him? He wore red clothes. He also wore a gold cloak buckle. Better than the old man, at least. Speak no more, my love. You must rest. Oh, there's more. When he left, he took the pendant of the elder. You know. They went west towards Reed. You must warn the elder there. The threat, please. This still suffers, as a lot of cinematic ZZT games do, from really awkward sentence structure, just because of how little text you can fit in the bottom row there. Cyros is not ready for his wife and son to be dead. Mostly his wife. Get the classic blinking technique for fire. Okay, well now we've got an idea of what we're in for here. And so it was. One farmer began a journey that would span history, fantasy, and all generations. This board just blew my mind. When you try to write dynamic text in ZZT like this, you learn extremely quickly that you run out of memory and you run out of objects. We're now 133 objects on this board. There is not a lot of room to spare. And of course, this is an interactive fantasies production. Oh, and so it was. Wait, is this looping? I don't think I ever... Yeah, I never let this linger. I want to get a funny in-between scrap. There we go. Haha, looks great. Yeah, I never realized it looped. It loops. I guess there's no reason it can't. It's all just pretending. I think objects up top are like hastily running back to the bottom. Alright. It's an interactive movie, so we will get to interact somewhat. The morning after Cyros saw his wife and son die was spent burying the dead and helping a few of the wounded to die. There were no headstones in the town. All he could find to mark his wife's and son's graves were 4 long, ash-stained sticks, tied into 2 crosses, as per the custom, with some pieces of rope he found among the wreckage that was once his own home. There were many people to be buried, many friends and neighbors. The Tor soldiers that were killed he did not touch that day. Now it is another morning, and Cyros has nothing left here. It is time for him to leave and carry out his wife's last request. He will go to Reed, where he will warn the Elder of the approaching army. That is, if he's not already too late. I think this game does some, like, shenanigans with... No, maybe it's not here. With, like, trying to touch the board edges for boards that don't actually connect. Can we grieve? No. Why did this happen? What did we do to Terra to make them, you know, attack? Doesn't matter anymore. I, Cyros, of the destroyed village, Typhos, swear on the grave of my wife and son that I will avenge them and kill the man in red. The music really amps it up. Okay, we only get nagged once about standing on the graves. Fun little detail. That's what it does. If you try to leave without looking at the graves, suddenly the border, like, flashes. A lot of people didn't make it, apparently. Their vengeance will be incidental. Okay, what we got on this soldier? Cool. Okay, well, thank you for that. How about this guy? Nothing, except sword. Take sword. This will do. Farewell, village Iphos. I shall not return until you have been avenged. Oof. We're getting hit by that water. Yeah, so, like, I can't go back. Once I start going forward, if it's time to go, the border becomes fake, and the rest of the board becomes solid. So I can't go backwards. There's no turning back for Cyros here. Now, comfy in the corner yet? I was then slammed into the corner. Good, roll taker. So began the journey of Cyros. Taking what food the village had left to give, he set off to the west and the village reed, where he would warn them of the evil doings of the Tor army. Being only one man, he traveled much faster than the Tor army, so he gained a few days' travel ahead of them. He faced many dangers and avoided many scouts, but he arrived safely. Still, many questions bothered him. Who was this man in red, the mysterious leader of the Tor army? Why did he want the pendant of the village elder? Too many of these were left unanswered, but they would have to wait, for now Cyros had a meeting with the Elder of Reed. Alright, maybe we can at least save another town. Maybe. How do I know you're not lying? This might all be a cruel trick. How could you say this might be a cruel trick? My wife died in my arms. They will strike here next. Terra attacked us for Elder's pendants. Hello, welcome. You're just in time for Cyros to get owned here. What you say is true. Our peaceful life will be shattered in moments. Our scouts would have spotted them by now. No Tor army is coming. I tire of your pitiful lies. Guards, take this man away. Whoa, typo. See, nobody can spell Cyros. Alright, we're gonna send some scouts. But in the meantime, we just get to hang out in prison. Until we're either vindicated or proven a big jerk. What if he speaks the truth, my lord? Another man was locked up for the same reason. That's never a good sign. And may the gods be with us. That's not a good answer. That's not a good response. Let me go, please. My daughter is dying. I did nothing to be thrown in jail. Please let me out. Oh, James. Poor James. Hey, leave him alone. He didn't do anything. Whammo. Alright. Welcome to prison. Y'all know what time it is. Ah, okay, and we're switching formats, so we thankfully don't get stuck reading lines of text for an hour on end off the bottom of the screen. Blast. Hey, thanks for standing up for me. No problem. So why'd you get thrown in here? I came to warn the Elder about Terra's army. They destroyed my village. Only I survived. My village was also attacked by them. Fortunately, some of us survived. I came here to ask for help, but instead of receiving help, I was thrown in here. Some village elder. You might as well meet the same fate as our villages. Terra is coming here. What? Terra is coming here? We will all be killed. Guards, I must speak with the elder. It's no use. Why not? Because that man is an imposter. Saying the man we spoke with was not the elder? Gasp. Shock. Everybody just, please shut up, says everybody else. What proof do you have? He plays his part so badly that even a fool could tell the difference. See how he holds himself? Much too proudly for an elder. His manner of speech, much too fair for a man of these lands. Do you not remember how poorly he treated you? He threw you both in jail without a second thought. He could have cared less about you. An elder would have been kinder, and he would have sent a scout without a moment's hesitation. No, my boys, that man is an impostor. Besides, wink, I'm the real village elder. So it's not looking good for this town either. You are? You must know the way out of here. I do. Ow. Let's shut up. Why don't you make me? Well, you fool. And it's 2001, so welcome to the first RPG battle. Do we get a nice explanation? Okay, we do. Good. Alright. This one is honestly pretty different from basically every other ZZT RPG I've seen, which is good. I appreciate the variety. Battle works on an active turn-based system. Select the action you desire, and when your turn comes up, multiple characters, this will be preceded by characters. Get your actions ready, as if it was Mega Man. The action will be carried out, and the character's action cleared for the next round. Selecting multiple actions for the same character will not cause them to do these multiple actions. Instead, the last action you selected will be the one carried out by the character. The character loses all of his or her life points, measured on the left. Then they will not be available to do actions for the remainder of the round. All your characters lose all their life points. The game does not automatically end. You'll still be able to use items, and if this wins you the round or brings one or more of your characters back to life, then you continue playing. If not, you have only one option: give up, which will end the game, of course. All the opponents lose all their life points, you win the battle, and continue with the game. Sometimes when you win a battle, you'll receive an item or some such of importance. This will be announced at the end of the battle. Anyway, this is the engine I made. Live with it. So it really is different. Not so much now. Can I please, like... Okay, it helps if I actually... Okay, I have to open a menu manually. So, like... We get our list of, like, generic options, and then we press space, and then we pick from our characters to queue them up, basically, to do that when their turn is finally ready to fire. Which makes it pretty neat, because, like... in the middle of all this, like, a guard might, like, attack a character, and you might say, oh, wait, I'd be much better off having this guy use a healing item rather than attacking, so you can kind of, like, commit early, and then change it at the last second if need be. It's really nice, and it's also a lot faster than a lot of other RPGs in ZZT, which are agonizingly slow, so I'm a big fan. Immense punching. They took away our sword. And I gave him a big head start. Probably too big a head start. Unless this guy starts missing. It is still a ZZT RPG, and you can see the flag counter going between 0 and 1. That is just hit-miss, so, like... It's not easy. Especially early on, when this is literally all we can do, is just spam attack. We can dodge. Probably a bit late for that. I think there was some nuance to the dodging. Well, I should be dead. Yes, so now we're dead. The guard really doesn't care. We can only give up. And that just gives us our game over. Let's try preparing to punch right away this time. Look, we even started with more health. Oh, well. I think if you tell people to dodge, like, just before the attack comes in, they will dodge. Let's see. You see his attack is coming. Let's see if this misses now. No, it didn't. So, I do not understand the intricacies here. The RPGs are not the best part of this game, and after a certain point, they do just kind of stop for the most part. There's a lot here early on, and then it just kind of forgets about it until, like, the final boss. Okay, this is looking more promising, at least. Yeah, we should be able to make this work. There we go. Just, you know, 10 punches will do. That's how. Yes, that's how we're getting out of here. Very funny. Come on, stranger, and let us out. Oh, that diagonal movement, even. So natural. It's so fluid. My thanks. I never caught your name. And the Cyros. I am James. Once again, I thank you. Now I must be going back to my village. What remains of it is in the north. You would be a most welcome and honored guest. Farewell. Yeah, no, he is going to bash until he gets his sword back. It's not even his sword. I suggest that we do the same, but first, let's confront the imposter. Quickly now, this way. So classy with the music. Cyros later retrieves his sword. Yep, good. Outside the dungeon door in the guard's room. The other guard was nowhere to be found. After many twists and turns down the large castle of the Elder of Reed, which in comparison to Iphos is a province 20 times Iphos' size, the Elder and Cyros find James again. Only with him, they find 4 guards, 2 of which are holding James. The other 2 are advancing on the escaped prisoners. So I think looking at even here, it kind of just, it feels like there's a big jump. We bust out of prison. James is like, okay, cool, see you guys later. And then immediately on the next floor is like, hey James, what's up? Want to fight together? James knows his stuff though. He did just make those men lose a lot of blood. Okay. Now it's a little more interesting. We get to do the old 2v2. But again, there's still not really any options other than who we want to target. Really, as soon as your attack fires, I don't think there's any reason you can't just go into here and tell everybody what they're going to do. Okay, this one's going down a lot more easily so far, though, at least. They're spreading their damage, and we're not spreading ours. Okay, let's see if we can get the Elder to punch this guy and finish him off. Then Cyros and the other to the other guy. The sword is definitely helping. I would not want to I have to punch guards to death for the rest of my days, basically. And we do, unfortunately, still get the target prompt when we're down to the last target. I think I've only ever seen, like, one ZZT game where that wasn't the case. This part is really interesting, because it's very clearly, like, not exciting. But at the same time, if you look at, like, the reviews for this game from the era, there's people complaining that, like, it doesn't do enough RPG battles. It's not a normal game, somebody says of it. And I think that's in, like, the Game of the Month review. It's like, wow, what a unique and original and cool experience. This is really something else. Shame it's not a normal game. Meanwhile, I'm here wishing that, like, this was not how we did it. Okay, look at that. Nobody died, even. This is going much better than the first time I played this game. Okay, now that we've killed a few guards, we can confront the Faker. After James recovers, he's back, of course, he tells them that he is a Dao Xin, a monk that studies the magic of the earth. He has learned to use this magic in self-defense, but it is physically draining. After providing the true elder with a sword, thank goodness, more swords, and James finds his staff in the armory, they wind their way out of the dungeons into the main throne room. Yeah, we are skipping the dungeon part of this. With the false elder on the throne, flanked by a guard and his advisor, who's gonna really advise him to cut the crap. I hope. Hey, we're back. How did you get out? Sit down, Troy. Your thirst for power has made you mad. And your thirst for diplomacy has made us poor. By the time that someone put this place back and made it the Empire at once. You are an usurper and fraud. Step down from the throne now, and you may be able to save your power, as you call it. Step down now, after all I've done. The only person you've done anything for is yourself. Prepare to fight. We have only one solution, and, you know, Troy here was saying this other guy's a bit too focused on diplomacy, but here we go. Okay, and we have something blocking the last heart, which is worrying. Alright, now we've got some options. We've got 2 swords for one thing, and earth magic. Let's check that out. If anybody's going to get hit by earth magic, it must be Rasputin. Let's focus on him. It doesn't really give you any explanation. But when you use earth magic, you do lose health, so be careful about that, please. I think if these two both hit him, we'll be good. Oh, you did it. Here. We got the guard. Wait. Ignore me. Oh, we didn't actually hit him? Okay. Somebody's got to deal with Rasputin. He just won't die. Ooh, not the Dream Knight. Well, yeah, now we're dying, as you can see. I feel like we didn't attack that round, which is bad. Okay, there it goes. Yeah, he's always sulking off into the distance. Now it's down to a 2v2. This isn't going well, is the problem. And I picked the wrong guy. Well, I can fix that. Troy for everybody. I'm worried that, like, I'm eating turn inputs is the thing. Well, yeah, okay, we're all dead. Again. And we don't have any items. So we gotta try this again. Hang on one sec, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back here. Try this again. Let's see. Kill the other guard first. That wouldn't shock me. Gotta figure out who was using Dream Knife and make sure they don't do that. I feel like Rasputin is going to be our magician here. Let's see. Let's just start with the guard. Ooh, that went well. Okay, that's a little more manageable. Go for broke. Yeah, so we're gonna end up missing half the time. I think the Elder was doing 2 damage, so let's fingers crossed there. Did we get countered with magic for magic? Is that what happened? Oh, we did, yeah. It's a little difficult to follow. Okay, yeah, you have to beat both of them, it looks like, before the... Okay, Rasputin is doing the horrible knife. But this time James has the most health, so I think we can start using some magic here. Well, we still can, at least. And again, it pretty much just boils down to have everybody beat up one guy until they're dead, and then move on to the next guy. Oh, it went very well, though, actually. So, I'm satisfied with that. You attack Troy. Go for Troy, and if we're lucky... Or no, were you supposed to... Who's going for... No, this would work out. Oh, no! Never mind, 2 people just died. James, I need you to work a miracle here. It's very brutal. I can't really use magic at this point. Man, okay. Again, there's like a dodge mechanic, but you're just wasting a turn unless you happen to be the target. And there's no way to tell if you're going to be the target. There's no benefit otherwise. So, unless this guy misses 8 times in a row, well, that's 1. Probably more than that, honestly. Are we doing 1 damage with this guy? Yeah, no, I'm not even going to play those odds. Okay, but taking on the weak guy first did seem to work pretty well. Let's go for broke with that. Start with just the regular old guard. Okay, I don't think James hurt himself by missing his magic, at least. But yeah, these numbers are very unpleasant to work with. I remember this game being difficult, but not impossible. Stop missing. Ugh. Bit overkill, but it's currently functioning. Let's try more magic. Oh, not the knife. This might still be winnable, though. Hang on. Hang on. And my biggest complaint, though, about this engine, really, is that it covers up the enemy's health bars when you're picking stuff in these menus. I really wish theirs were over on the right side instead of the text, and the text was just written across the bottom or something. Oh, that's a bad knife. Oh, I'm just gonna... Okay, well, James didn't die doing his own magic, at least, so that's something. But again, we're just stuck. I don't know. I'm gonna just try messing with dodge next time and see if it does something. No, not with you. It's close. I just wish it would give me, like, a potion. Oh no, I still never even hit Rasputin there. Okay, well. What'll happen? How good is dodging? What if everybody dodges? What if everybody just didn't get hit? Dodge, dodge, dodge. I mean, that doesn't seem very promising. Oh, this is mid. Like, we gotta get Rasputin here. If I don't get it this time, I honestly am gonna zap my way through. We cannot be here all day in a game that's this long. Hoping to roll the dice of 2,000 ZZT RPG engines. Yeah, it's just so much damage. Okay. Once again, we can try and mix things up a little. I was hoping I might be able to... What if we do something like this? He's heading downward. I think he's going for James. No, he wasn't. I think our elder will live 1 inch of his life. Oh, I shouldn't have spread out the attacks. Hang on, we might maybe finally have it. I'll put all my faith in Cyros. Good, they both whiffed. Come on, Cyros. Okay, this should be doable. We have more health. Magic his ass and attack with swords. Well, that was kind of inevitable. Still 2-on-1. James? James. Please, James. James, honestly. Fine. Use your staff. Alright, we should be good. I think we actually got it, but ugh. James. It's up to you, James. Thank you, James. You win. That's right. The dead man on the ground is the true elder of this village, and don't you forget it. Oof. Brutal. You can see why I'm not a fan. Well, looks like it's time for me to ascend the throne again. Whew. I'm really getting too old for this. Thank you for your help, Cyros and James. No doubt the minstrels will write a lay or two about this event. Please stay as long as you like. I thank you for your hospitality, sire, but staying here will not help me find the man in red. This guy's got one job from this point forward. Gods, my daughter, I'm afraid I cannot stay here either. The army from Terra should be arriving within the week. Keep your troops inside the city walls. I have a feeling they will not take this fortress as easily as they have taken our villages. Yes, we can hope. Farewell, and thank you once again. We did something right, at least. James, I hope that one day we meet again. That'll never happen. I hope for the same. Farewell, Cyros. And we get through the first chapter, I suppose. Yeah, quite literally. Okay, enough of these jerks. Now we're on to part 2, The Princess's Pride. 5 years later, 5 years have passed since Terra's initial attack on the Outland inhabitants. With the Elder's pendants in their possession, they hold rule over thousands of villages and vast spaces of land. The quiet, nature-loving peoples of the Outlands are slowly beginning to disappear. Meanwhile, well, not meanwhile yet, the foresight of the brave Elder of Reed forced the Tor army to retreat, and almost brought the campaign to a halt before it even really began. 5 years later, they are still feeling the effects of Reed's startling blow. Reed remains unconquered. Cyros and James parted ways and disappeared after their famous rescue of Reed's elder. James, it is assumed, went back to Mejha, collected his daughter and the remaining survivors of his village, and headed south. As to Cyros' whereabouts, none will hazard even a guess. The mysterious red-clad general of the army of Terra continues to lead his brutal attacks against outland villages and cities. His identity remains a mystery. Our story, however, will not be following these two heroes. We will be following the affairs of Rahana, another country bordering the Outlands. Rahana has begun its own imperialistic endeavors and has added a hefty amount of Outland territory to its lands as well. It's free real estate to these people. temporary capital has been set up on what was once the Rahanan border so that the king can oversee the expansion of the borders and the strategy of the attacks. Since they began their expansion only months ago, and they refrained from using the awful and cowardly tactics of the Taurs, thank goodness, their gains have been comparatively small. Bad everything for the Outlanders. One young girl is of particular interest. Her name is Kyrissa, and she is the only daughter of the King of Rahana. As we follow her, we will begin to discover what it really takes to have a princess's pride, and why she, too, will be driven to adventure for the same reason. What she had no longer is, and what she wants is within her grasp. Hammering this point in. She doesn't have it, but she can. Here's our updated map here. Outlands, struggling a bit. Kind of a weird approach from Tor. I figured you would go from the sea and push outward. That's kind of a very weird border you got going there, but I'm not the military strategist here, I suppose. And, now Rahana is just also like, yeah, sure, why not? Everybody wants a piece of these Outlands. One of these classic ZZT sunsets here. Sigh. I love her big chair. Dear Diary, it's been nearly 3 months since I've seen home. Why Father took Dylan's advice to come here, I will never know, but I'm really afraid for his health. He is dying, and he knows it, yet he tries to wage a war. I fear I may never understand, men. Well, there's the top half. I am writing to you from the top of a lonely tower, for my bedchamber in this old run-down place is hardly quiet enough for any kind of concentration. Even out here, the distracting sounds of trying to use a 200-year-old castle reach my ears. They've got to quit it with these wars. I fear Artus will stop at nothing to wrestle the throne from Salus after Father dies. He took a leaf out of Dylan's book, I'm afraid, and lies to my father on a regular basis. At least Dylan isn't here to give him any further lessons. I wish I could confide in another human being, tell them what I fear, but my father was only kind enough to teach me the diplomatic arts of running away, both physically and emotionally. As I have told you so many times before, my mother helps where she can, and I feel her love every day. None of the castle guards will either gainsay me or interact with me. My maid is a slave, but a conversation that is demanded is hardly a conversation at all. Yeah, well, that's one of many things about slavery that's not great. It makes you lonely. That's somewhere on the list, I'm sure, at some point. Eloy was my one friend, but now he is gone. Killed, maybe. Or sold to another master, more likely. I wonder if my father knows how poorly his own slaves are treated outside the palace walls. Probably. I bet he does. Maybe I was the only one that didn't know. I can only curse my ignorance now, because nothing will save me except escape. The day my father dies is the day I will leave this life for good. All I've ever wanted was to have a normal life. But I don't even know what a normal life is. Getting away from here will have to do. Highness, the king requests that you return to your chambers. Thank you. I'll be right down. Somebody's got to help her out of this really high chair. Ooh! Nope, she got it. What a good little scoop. I love the proportions in this scene. That chair is like 15 feet tall. The princess demands it. I like the look of this. This kind of cutaway view. This is what, like, a PlayStation 1 game would do. Oh, there's Artis and Dylan. Those boys. No trouble at all. Considering the kind of spot you were in, it was well worth the trip. So the plan will be carried out. Aye, it will. You. Well, goodbye. We'll just discuss our plans somewhere else. Boy, that guard sure doesn't really seem interested. It's tough to be a princess. No, we're stopping right now. Excuse me, Highness, but I'm fully aware of what your orders were. I will, however, choose to ignore your orders for the moment. Of course, Your Highness. Why are we going so quickly to my bedchamber? Your brother did not say, but my brother gave the order? Which one was it? I cannot say anything, Highness. Do you carry a sword? Always, Highness. And you would try to gainsay me if I refused to go to the bedchamber? I would do what I must, Highness, to carry out the order. Then I'm afraid I must run. Well, she's also having kind of a bad day. Here, Carissa must use her wits to push over the guard and run. Her aim meter is shown at the left. You must get center aim 6 in order for her to push the guard enough to run away in time. And we can kind of like nudge the meter here and then press up to commit. Yeah, save here and expect to repeat the process until success. That's kind of like the ethos of this game. So the trouble is, yeah. It doesn't work very well. I remember running into problems with this when I played this the first time and looking at the code, and there's a there's like a random delay. When you press the stop button, only then does it tell the object to change to cycle 1 from cycle 3. But it won't like actually matter until like the next tick. So you just kind of have to hope that you get a 6. It's not great. Almost. But this here sounds like this is the part where the cut content comes in. There's supposed to be a dungeon crawler, and it seems like it takes place during this chapter instead. And it looks like that got cut, so we could shove a guy instead. Cool, let's decide to go left. Crit fail here. This is, I mean, no different than the RPG engine, really. At least it's a lot faster to figure out whether or not you did. Hey, I did it. I'm great. And now this scene is really weird. We spent a good amount of time with our buddies Cyros and James in Chapter 1, and they're gonna come back. And they're gonna just really be dicks for no reason in this scene and only this scene. It's It's very messed up. Carissa narrowly escaped the guard's pursuit. While she fled, she almost twisted her ankle twice, but she did not hesitate 1 second, and in so doing, she successfully fled the castle and found herself free of her previous life. Night fell, as it always will when young adventurers need nothing more than for it to be held back, and soon Carissa found herself lost in an unknown forest, tired, scared, and hungry. Now crying in desperation, she decides to stop in this clearing and call for some aid. After all, if the guards are following her, dying at the castle would be better than dying out here. Sob. Oh gods, I'm so scared. Hello? Can anyone help me? Hello? Is someone out there? Enter the boys. Looks like she finally decided to ask for help, eh, colleague? So it seems, my friend. Shall we? Aye. Also, dark cyan on dark green is not a good combination. We've heard your repulsive wail and come here to shut you up. What? What my noble friend here is trying to say is your screeches of utter despair became so annoying that we have come to your aid in order to silence them. You understand now? How rude of you. You shouldn't be talking to a lady like that. True, but most ladies won't go bawling off just because they're lost in the middle of a forest in Rahana. Isn't that right, my good friend? Quite right indeed, good sir. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, who are you? And what is your business here? My business is my own. I think you are again not understanding my counterpart. He has asked you who you are and what your business is. I say again, my business is my own. When you start constantly whining, it becomes our business. Now who are you and what are you doing here? If you must know, I cannot run any more, then I am Her Royal Highness Carissa, and I am your princess. No, girlie, you aren't our princess, unless we say so. Well, Princess of Rahana, then. You can see by your clothing style that you weren't from around here. It also explains the funny accent. It does indeed, my fellow adventurer. Anyway, Missy, if you want to survive the night, you're going to have to do so by our rules. This is the Outlands. People die here within hours if they don't take care of themselves. Am I not right, friends? You are entirely correct. Oh gods. And the first of our rules is to have you quit belly aching. Now. Good. Let me see that book you've got in your arms. It's really weird. They're completely different characters. They're just, like, awful. Like, and it hides their identities, which I guess is kind of the point, but, like, absolutely I did not think that it was these two. I guess they had a rough night too. Nobody's having fun in the Outlands anymore since the double war started. Let's just polite here. Here you go. Wow, you gave over your diary. You must really be desperate. Indeed, a very trusting act. This shows that you must have some courage in you. Well, you might be trusting enough to hear what we have to say. Anyways, we're best friends now, okay? I will. Anything to get out of here. Hey, if you wanted out of the forest, you shouldn't have left the castle. My name is Cyros. This man here is James. We're good people. Cyros and James? As in the Cyros and James? The famous heroes? Why are you such jerks? You aren't like any farmer I've ever seen, asshole. I've spent my years in hiding, becoming an educated man. James has taught me many things. Haven't you, James? Right as always, Cyros. But didn't you guys part ways after you rescued the Elder of Reed? I mean, yeah, well, you know. Turns out we need each other a lot more than we thought we did. They became roommates. Come on, I'll explain more later. Right now, let's just get to some shelter and food. Everybody in this game has to undergo some kind of personal growth. And I guess for these two, they have to go from being decent people to being jerks so they can become decent people again, I suppose. For a month, Kyrissa trained and learned from Cyros and James. They taught her what she could do to make her life easier in the forest. She complained a lot, but eventually she began to tolerate it. Her light blue dress began to show signs of wear, and her skin was not the pure white it once had been. She had neither been happier nor more miserable in her life. Kyrissa asked many times for the return of her diary, but Cyros said that he burned it. Though Kyrissa was not happy about the possibility, she did not believe him. After all, he did always smile when he said this. He kept it. Why'd he keep the diary? Why is he such an asshole? Still, I can see being a jerk to the princess of the country that is, like, trying to conquer you. One of the countries that is trying to conquer you. But then they're like, nah, you can just live with us. We'll show you the way, and then also keep your diary. James's daughter is still alive and well. James brought her with them in the forest. Her name is Emily, and she is at home in the forest, but she left after about a week to rejoin her mother and brothers in the secret place James had found for them. It's now been 2 months since Kyrissa escaped from the castle. It's also a game that does indeed span generations, or at least 7 months. Sorry, 5 years, 2 months. Years, not months. After getting out of the forest, Kyrissa bought some new garments and began to talk with the people, using her influence to send enemies wherever Terra tried to attack. Many villages were successfully defended in this manner. As their story began to unfold like a fairy tale, the 3 adventurers' fame spread wide, so we're at Voyage of 3 now, at least. Everyone heard rumors that Cyros and James were back together, along with a powerful new ally. Not many people knew just how powerful that ally was, not only politically, but physically too. Kyrissa had always had a fondness for the longbow, but she never had the strength to draw it. After her month in the forest with Cyros and James, her arms had seemed to reinvent themselves. She was still not very powerful with the bow, but every once in a while she'd get in a lucky hit, and her aim was unnaturally true. Those 2 sentences seemed to contradict each other. Unnaturally true aim, but also lucky hits. I guess maybe they mean damage? I don't know. After their month in the forest, Cyros got wind of a possible Tor attack on an outland village, which would mean a chance to confront the man in red. As there was no objection, the 3 of them headed to the site to warn the people of attack and prepare for the battle themselves. The soundtrack for this game goes very hard. I think we can all agree. You gotta phrase that better, man. I know you're not talking about the people. You're talking about the villages. They're all tiny. I get it. Alright, what's up, everybody? Well, the boys are back in town. And so is the princess. Let me bust out my recorder. The old summoning flute. Where's the elder? There's the elder. Just immediately like, sup, okay, we're going to battle, I suppose. What do we gotta do? Horse will be arriving in days, maybe tomorrow. Here in our village, men and women fight as equals. The children will go into hiding at nightfall. I respect your customs. What other preparations have you made? We were only aware of Terra's intentions a few days ago. We have stockpiled a few weapons and made some leather armor, but we have had no time to do more. I understand. James? You grow corn and soybeans here, right? Like many villages in this area, yes. Bring in what you can. It'll be too difficult to defend each individual storehouse from the Taurs. Again, the stilted sentences. It will be done. And what of the young lady? What do you suggest we do to improve the situation? I'm here too. And while it calls itself an interactive movie, there are actually a couple of paths through this game. There's very much a correct one, is the thing. A lot of the other ones kind of fizzle out early. I think there's only like 2 that'll let you get to the back half of the game. So we want to do a good job here and not fuck things up for everybody by saying, actually, don't let women fight. Or just by saying, like, yeah, the other people, we're not going to attack, I guess, I think, I hope. I'm not actually with them anymore. We gotta have some confidence, so let's just think positive. We'll be able to use our strength somewhere else here. I see nothing here amiss. As Cyros, Princess of Rahana, I pledge my life before your people today. Then you are the Princess of Rahana. I am, and I see before me a group of people ready to fight for their lives, their liberty. I pledge today that for this cause I will die for you, so long as you are willing to die for you. She's got public speaking skills, at least. Well said, Princess. And you kind of want to lean in on that stuff. Because again, she's not good with a longbow. Yes, Cyros, well said indeed. Now, Elder, where is your pendant? Still don't know what these pendants are for. Already hidden. I doubt anyone will be disputing my claim to the title before the Taurs attack. That is a good thing. The Taurs will not likely find themselves in the kind of bloodbath they've enjoyed for all these years. Gods, how I'd love to end this war. Today may be your chance, our chance. With the princess with us, we have nothing to stop us. She's motivating. Perhaps you are right. Now let's see about bringing in the corn and soybeans. You know how to cure them for storage? I love these little moments of just like, pull it back into the reality here. I know we've got earth magic, but like, we do need corn and soybeans to not be set on fire, ideally. We do need to eat. Let me send you to Counselor Yalis. He knows more about crops than anyone else in the village. Thank you. Kind of a blurry looking village, not a lot of contrast. What about the weapons? Well, for that, you just gotta count on Mr. Gascar. As much as I want to see some of these other dialogue options, but I know that, like, they make the game harder and then stop. So we'll just make a little banner. We don't need to get gender involved. It's not that kind of war. I will see to it that a banner is made, so that the morale of the fighters does not falter during the battle. Everyone loves a good banner. That's a very good idea. I'll see you straight to a place of cloths, that you might make one of sufficient size. See, enter the passage on the lower right. So if you look closely, you can see there's a second passage on this board, according to the HUD at least. Probably also somewhere in the lower right. There's probably going to be something that gets erased real soon here. Yes. I think we got rid of a front passage probably for a back one. Can we talk to these people? No, surprisingly. I mean, I guess it is passage time. Now we get to do something that isn't an RPG, thank goodness. We've got a lot going on here. Can we turn this war around from the war board? With the little VO4 branding. It's adorable. This is important. It's not so easy to tell whether you've done the right or wrong thing. Just don't save. Or save right now if you haven't in a while. And keep playing. Looked like a bad mistake? If you're still alive, it might be the best thing. Look good? Make sure. Only save after you've left the board. Okay, I don't think we should have anything to worry about there. We'll make it a safety save. And we'll get to painting. Our cool goat. Here's the parchment and paint. But what should I paint on the banner? I know everyone's going to be looking to it, so I should put something inspiring up. But what? There's a lot of really good options here, but I do feel like there's kind of a clearly correct one of these four. As much as I would love a banner that just says, "You'd really regret killing us," you know? Or "Terra sucks." Alright, lives, lands, and freedom. Kind of obvious. Hopefully she's got some nice handwriting, but she's a royal. She probably does. Hope my banner does well. I'll go show it to the elder now. Later. Also, I love how much stuff is on this board. This really crams quite a bit into like a single screen here. The banner was raised up in front of the troops for the duration of the battle. The inspiring phrase gave Cyrissa great credibility as a leader, and her troops felt sure to pull off a spectacular victory against the Taurs. The result? The Outland army was very prepared, and the warriors were set for battle. Seen here. The battle was fierce, and the Outland army dominated completely. The battle was over before you knew it, and the Outland army prevailed. Good job. As time passed, the Outland armies began to have more success against the Taur Empire and took huge amounts of the Outlands back from them. Seen here. The heroes continued to visit individual towns to boost morale, and Cyrissa continued to attempt to gain rapport with these, she thought, backward. Terra, come on now. It's been months. Welcome to Mahur. We're here to do it again. Gonna show off our great banner making skills. And I want to learn about your customs, and I am here to fight for you. Actually, I'm not sure if... I know we certainly don't really want her to fight, and I think it is possible to make her fight. I think just a simple I will do. Glad to see you all. We've received word from the men you sent. Everything has been done according to your command. Very good. Now we know that army coming has barely arrived from Inner Terra, so they will have very new weapons, but they will not be veterans. Remember, these warriors are unskilled, Do not be intimidated by them. Or we can just, like, tank that message and just be like, yeah, but, you know, they might still stab you. Or we can just be a real badass here. Though their weapons may be sharp, their bodies fresh. Let their inexperience make our victory. Hell yeah, Kyrissa. Oh, well, no, okay. For the war effort. Anyway. Before you go, who will be the general? Army will be divided in 3, as we always have done. Between Cyros, Kyrissa, and myself. Uh-oh, I think I might actually be fighting as her. Can we swing it back? On that morrow, the people prepared for battle against the Taurs. The battle, as usual, was against a small raiding party. But these parties were becoming more and more difficult to fight. The battle was won, though, and the Outland took back even more territory. Okay, thank goodness. Next, the heroes visited a town right on the border of Terra. It's like an entire game is just crammed onto this single board. Everybody's excited to see us. Can't wait until we get our 4th party member. Finally reached the border. Not the real border. Anyway, check out this princess. Everyone loves the princess. Don't die. If I didn't have to, like, redo this entire scene again if things go horribly wrong, I absolutely would. But no, we are renouncing our royalty. I think. Okay. More generals should say this. Another battle? This time, the people fought regardless of casualty or valor. They fought like demons. Cyros' report with the army led to the people to a startling defeat of the Taurs. I mean, we're doing good. That was when it was decided an attack on the borders of Terra was necessary. Cyros used the rapport she had forged with the people to make huge, bloody battles where many more Outland lives were lost than... Uh-oh. Her standing with the people decreased after each one. She hoped only that they would keep believing in what she was doing. I fucked up somewhere. Oh no, I hope I'm okay. Didn't it just say left passage? That's not... This looks correct. We'll see. I think some of these boards do have variations. Well, there's no harm in trying. Okay, yeah, this seems correct. The old Umvir conjurers have already done their work here. Try your entrance, Kyrissa, and quickly. No. Can't get into this funky-looking building. Going to have to lay siege if we want to get in. No provisions. We've beaten them this far. We've got to have some way of finishing this now. James, we have heard nothing from you during the planning meetings, during the entire campaign here in Terra. What suggestion do you have? I know you, friend. You are always thinking of a plan. Please, tell us what you've got in mind. James? Please, just say something. Are you well or ill? How do you like the sunny skies of Terra? Think we'll get any rain this week, or will... Stop. He is coming. What? Who is coming? What's wrong? summoned with many names. James, you are terrifying everybody. Sir, do you think that James is, well, right in the head? Little doubt of that. I fear that there is something terribly wrong. A great evil wizard, bearing down on the minds of all those who use magic. He's coming. He's coming now. James, what do we do? Do we hide? Do we fight him? Lost. All lost. Gods, it can't be true. You've got to snap out of it, James. Fend him off. Do something to... Bird. Bird. Hello there, friendly one. Surely you'll bring us good luck out here in the scrub. What's wrong? Why are you backing away from me? What is... It's you. And then the bird gets slapped. My favorite part of the game. This bird is actually not a bird at all. He is a famous wizard. And his name is Argyle. Oh, my Lord Argyle. I did not even recognize you. Please forgive me. Please. Relax, Cyros. He has told me that one needs no forgiveness for protecting a friend. Cyros has already alluded to the fact that Argyle does not usually take the form of the bird. For this reason, I was overwhelmed when he first spoke to me. Also, and this too Cyros has suggested, Argyle is one of the chief gods of Iphos, a land only recently recaptured by the Outlands and totally destroyed. Argyle is here to open the gate for us and to restore balance to the world. You see, somewhere in that tower are two beings from the underworld. Beings that should never have come here. And Argyle has told me that the name of the first should not be spoken, even in the light of day. The second is the man in red, whose name is Ogilio. Now, we must do exactly as he has told me we must do. First, line up directly north in front of the door here, 3 abreast. Carissa, have your men line up at that door 2 abreast. Now. The strongest bird. No, maybe we don't need I think we're back on track. Argyle joins... Hey, and now we're finally getting an item for this RPG engine that I've been kind of relieved that we haven't seen in a while. A mysterious yellow fluid that, if consumed by a member of the party, immediately restores each member of the party to full health. May also counteract the effects of attacks already in progress. Cannot bring players that have already left play back into play. It will not revive the dead. Do be careful. Green potion. But the attack still happens. Also, magical nail. This nail cannot be used here. You will receive further instruction when the time comes. Argyle led the adventurers through the long, smooth, cavernous passageways that twist through the castle's inners like intestines. The other adventurers learned much about Argyle and his reasons for being at the castle, and about the Taros Umvir's drastic effect on the balance of light and darkness. Things are going to kind of escalate in this game, especially for File 2 here, which we're not that far off from. I think we might actually get through File 1 in one go. And figure out what the hell the Taros Umvir is. They learned more of Ogilio, the mysterious man in red, whom they had chased to this very castle, and his origins in the underworld, along with the Djinn, which was a creature so frightening that Argyle refused even to speak its name. And both needed to be banished in order to restore balance. Argyle would face Ogilio with them, and if necessary, the Djinn as well. Argyle told James for he could communicate telepathically with James, that if everything went well, they would find Ogilio in the uppermost tower of the castle, which had been bewitched by the Umvirate to look like a dead end. Argyle's song led them safely through many guards and traps. Finally, they arrived at the uppermost tower, and with a single note from Argyle, they were inside. That was the note. I'll pause here. I'm going to run my ad break at this exciting little cliffhanger, and we'll be right back in just a few minutes. Welcome back, everybody. We're actually really close to the end of this file, which is going to be the sensible stopping point for sure. Maybe if we get through quick, we'll take a look at some of the weird stuff that we didn't get to see. Like what happens if you write "please don't kill us" on the banner or whatever. But meanwhile, here in the castle, everyone looks around the empty room. Why, it appears as though Ogilio has retreated back to the underworld, seen in the weird purpley bits. Argyle agrees, however he's afraid another presence goes unseen in the room. Look to the pool. It's repulsive. Argyle says that is the portal to the underworld. Ogilio will return if he is not destroyed. We must either enter the pool or collapse it somehow. Well, what does he think we should do? We're not going in, are we? No, only as a last resort. He says that the only way to collapse it is to destroy the thing holding it open. What's holding it open, then? Thank you, Argyle. That's such a good effect, though. I issue you a challenge, beast of evil and darkness, on behalf of my friend Argyle the Wizard. Light dream ever. Look at this little VTuber here. I said I issue unto you a challenge. Do you accept? Or do we pronounce you a coward? I accept your challenge, creature of darkness. Even I know that good will never triumph over evil. Or ever triumph over evil. Then you have sealed your own fate. Believe you mistake your ideals, creature of darkness. Enough of this. I have accepted. Look at this little guy. He's adorable. His name should never be spoken, but he is adorable. Alright, well, we've got 4 people. That's something good. Let me go back to the save. Oh, actually, really, okay. It didn't want to open. What do we got here? This is our first time seeing Kyrissa and Argyle, actually. So, again, one more attacker. And Argyle with the bird song attack. Alright, what do we even got here to attack? Oh, okay. Head. Gotta get everybody. Let's start with the head and hope that's a good thing. And check out this bird song. And our eyes are being gouged. I can't understand these health bars, at least at a glance. This is another issue. Like, it's gonna take me multiple tries just to figure this out. What exactly it even wants me to be doing here. I think maybe we have somebody, like, attack an eye. How about the other eye that didn't do anything? Oop. Bird song, go. And you can tell we got ricochets to make this extra long health bar. It's a bit messed up. Such is the nature of this weird engine. Oh boy, everybody's dying. At least we do have healing items, though. That's something. The damage isn't half bad. We really want it to spread the damage evenly so we can use our group healing item efficiently. It won't bring people back who actually die, as it said, so... Oh, that's so much. Oh no. That's not the right option. Now that's gonna do it for us, almost certainly. One can only take so many eye gouges. What? How's Earth Magic look over here? There's like... You can see it not actually destroying 5 breakable walls just because of how messy everything in ZZT is. This is the Jin, who must not be named, firing energy through the right eye. We're gonna die here. We did not remotely do enough damage. Comes up to our little demigod Argyle here. See, it only got rid of 1. It did 3 damage. So again, I don't know what the strategy is supposed to be in these. Remove blocking stored item. What? I don't know what that means either. Oh, that's gonna do it. We're all dead now. Give up. Try again. Again, hope that he'll focus on just kind of everybody equally. I guess a little more for Argyle since he has so much health. It's gonna... Yeah, that looks reasonable. Lock in our attacks. It's just because he has so much health. I don't think we can actually survive much of anything is the problem. Nice, we can see if... There's no feedback is what it is, really. With regards to what the benefit is for the eyes. Let's pivot to Earth Magic, actually. Once we get everybody input here. James, go with Earth Magic instead. Okay, we're gonna have to pop healing just to not die here. This even works. Yeah, so the clear bullet thing, we can kind of like use this and time it before somebody dies. I'm going to leave this linger. I told James to use Earth Magic again, which will hurt him. And then we should be able to get rid of those bullets. If we are lucky. Do nothing. Whoa. I hope this is fast enough. Good. Make sure you're earth magicking, sword swiping, arrow loosing, bird songing. I think we're making a reasonable pace here this time. Again, just stab head until you win. James here, unfortunately, is the one being picked off here, so I don't want him to use his magic. I know, James is number 3. Shoot, I was looking at them. Well, I don't want anybody to die. If anybody dies, you're just kind of screwed. You also got to worry about using the bullet erasing potion when there's all those bullets for the enemy going down the screen, because there's nothing to be done about that. Like, it's intense, but not in a fun way. It's intense in, like, trying to roll a number on a die. It's either going to happen or it's not. I don't really have much influence here. It is fun seeing all these bullets just kind of, like, zipping down the health bar. I wonder if it's possible to hang on to this potion. Doubtful, but not impossible. Yeah, this is... I don't think you're going to live to attack, but just in case... It won't be your turn. Honestly, just go all out for damage. I think this should actually do it. Alright, Kyrissa with the arrow. Maybe. Again, it's very weird about how damage happens. That's okay, as long as 2 of us are standing, that's plenty. There we go, Late Dream escaping. And we even got a different potion for our troubles. Whew. That fight's a little more interesting, just because you finally have options with the health potion. I really wish there were health potions in the earlier battles. It's just something to make them a little more dynamic. It just feels too much like the other ones really are just rolling dice. And this one still pretty much is, but... it ended up being easier, honestly. What do we find? Red potion. This potion, when thrown at the enemy, will deal 2 to 5 points of damage to each enemy present. Can be used after all players are rendered inactive, so if we're dead, we can throw a red potion. And maybe turn it into a tie, which defaults to us winning. Oh, that portal's not looking good. Portal is going haywire. It's dragging us in. Gods, what do we do? Argyle says we have no choice. We must enter the portal. I have a bad feeling. Whoa. A good suck animation. Did Gate hear that? He let out a big laugh right when I said that. Yeah. It was a good suck animation. He finds it very funny. Well, he didn't see it. Doors and walls in this apartment are paper thin. He's hearing my every word. Alright, let's get a cool code. Oh. Oh. We went from fake scroll to real scroll. Okay. Well, this looks cute. WN. WNBVO. Oh, no high score, though. I guess we didn't have any points. I'm curious if I posted the password when I did the article on this game. I remember writing about, like, the password input. Wow, there's a broken image in this article. Way to go, me. Oh, I see. Okay, that makes sense. I can fix that, though. Doesn't look like I wrote it down. Alright, we've been sucked into another dimension. We've got some potions and a cool nail. And who knows what we'll find next time. But for right now, let's crack open this game in the editor for a moment. There's a good amount of stuff in here. Most of which we've seen. You can see that really impressive credits board. Yeah, this is just our wall of objects to do that little animation. How much? Yeah, like 19.5 kilobytes here. I guess 19.0 actual kilobytes. But that's less than 500 bytes spare for that intro. Opening here. I wonder now, like, if these were, like, gonna be other boards for other moments first. But there's only just, like, one, so I don't know. So maybe we can figure out how dodging works. Okay, so CA either BA, BA. CA. There's not even a BA in here. Was it AB? That just says miss. Oh, there it is. BA. Dodge. Then ha. To E. So if we were to send ha. E. This is why Will had to make weave, because this is what an RPG engine looks like otherwise. There you go. Hi, Will. You missed it. But I think you know what happened. Are there two in there? I saw the one that appears to be the dungeon crawl, yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what that would have been like. I know we got some alternative scenes. Somewhere. There we go, around here, yeah. Like, you can run out. Do I get to do anything here? Not much to it. Still, it was a good excuse to play this game that I liked. Okay. I see, we were negotiating with the man in red. So, like, there is other stuff in here, and some of it is definitely pretty cool. But most of it really just seems like it gives you a bad ending. I got the good suck animation, Will. We can fight the man in red here. And I'm worried about this secret fourth health bar. Don't need that. This engine is like brutal. There's some pretty scenes. Like there's a different attack on the fortress. You can get imprisoned. There's an ending where you do just like kill the man in red and the game stops there and you don't go to all the trippy stuff in the second file. The Jinama. Here's the sucking, I think. Sucked into Underworld. Toby Fox's hit game. But see, he got sucked. I guess that's that. But that is going to be file 1 then for today, which is gives me I think that makes it safe for me to play everything else on Sunday that's been cut from this game that still exists here and there now. So I think I'll jump over here to the credits. And we will get to that in just a few short days. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this exciting tale of a bird, a girl, 2 guys who sometimes are jerks for no particular reason. They've had a rough life, but so is like literally everybody in this game. Nobody's particularly happy here, I feel. That's okay. Thank you for popping in at the end. Perhaps you can make it next week when we'll have all the real questions. That'll do it for today. We will be back again Sunday at noon Pacific, going through some unpreserved ZZT worlds, including a Mega Man one, which I think will be fun. And then we'll continue playing through Will's backlog of stuff so we can get it out of the queue. If we're lucky in like, I don't know, 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 weeks, the queue will finally be back down to a single page. But yeah, Will apparently will be here. Ask him anything about the game. That'll be fun. Get some more insight into the creation of Voyage of 4. And get to see some great Mega Man gaming, I'm sure. And then Monday, Beyond World stream. Still playing through Beyond the Edge of Owl's Guard. And then next Friday, we will get through, hopefully, all of File 2 of Voyage of 4 and get a nice little, the full, I guess director's cut isn't the word if the director is the one who cut the content in the first place, but the unedited cut as best as we can. So thank you all for watching, thank you all for sticking around, and hope to see you all next time. Later.